History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Calls in the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. As soon as some of your
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following his...
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
Breaking news, a house fire in northwest Harris County where a firefighter has been injured. That firefighter, a member of the Cy-Fair Fire Department, he was injured, we are hearing, in a fall. We do have a reporter just arriving at the scene. We will have a live report shortly.
It was 2 weeks ago today when that explosion at Watson Grinding and Manufacturing struck fear in those northwest Houston neighborhoods. Now tonight we are learning that there may be a third death linked to the blast, a man named Gilberto Mendoza Cruz. That is in addition to 2 workers killed that day.
This third death, Cruz was in his home at the time of the explosion. Channel 2's Robert Arnold is live in the neighborhood, still recovering 2 weeks later. Robert.
Even though Gilberto Cruz's death comes 12 days after the explosion, his attorney does believe it was connected. Now, Cruz was in his home with his wife and his 2 children. They were asleep when that explosion hit their house.
Relatively healthy, not having any issues.
Houston attorney Chance McMillan is talking about Gilberto Cruz.
He was working, living his life.
The family's home in the West Branch neighborhood is close to Watson Grinding and Manufacturing and is only one of hundreds damaged by the January 24th explosion.
These people were so close. I mean, they didn't know what was going on. You know, I think something to the effect that they thought the house was struck by lightning.
McMillan says falling debris woke the family, who suffered some superficial injuries along with back and neck injuries. Cruz went to the hospital that day but was released. A few days later, McMillan says Cruz's blood pressure suddenly spiked and he went back into the hospital. After being released a second time,
ends up getting out of the hospital and collapses in the hotel that his family was having to stay at because they couldn't go back to their house.
Cruz died on February 5th. McMillan says Cruz appeared to be in good health prior to the explosion.
There's just no reason for him to have had this happen when we look at the condition he was in on January 23rd.
It will be up to the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office to determine Cruz's exact cause of death. We did check with the ME's office, and that ruling has not yet come down. Once it does, we will update you. Reporting live from Northwest Houston, Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Robert, thank you. Tonight we are getting a look at surveillance video of a deadly accident. This was just seconds before a man on a motorized scooter was hit and killed.
There has been an arrest, a driver now charged with intoxication manslaughter. Channel 2's Hannah McKenzie live along Bel Air Boulevard in Southwest Houston, where that deadly crash happened. Hannah?
Good evening. Yeah, I'm standing exactly where the crash happened. In fact, if you take a look down here, you can still see those divots caused by the tires on that pickup truck. I'm told that the driver hopped the curb, hit the victim, then dragged him several feet before finally coming to a stop here on this bush. Crime scene tape left behind at the intersection of Bel Air and Atwell, where the driver of a Ford F-150 jumped the curb, hitting and killing a 39-year-old man in a motorized wheelchair.
I saw the scooter, they call it scooter, over there, and the seats were somewhere over here, and the guy was sliding over there.
Estela Rodriguez was one of the first on scene. She and another woman found the victim's cell phone.
I tell her you should pick it up and call the last number that appears over there so we can let them know, you know, his parents or I don't know. And she did it, and she finally got in contact with his mom.
The victim hasn't yet been identified, but Saeed Shah says just minutes before the crash, he was inside his convenience store buying pineapple juice.
When he come in the counter, he pay me, and he's hello, hi, he's a nice talking, you know, and then he left on our side.
Shah was the last person to speak with him.
After 5 minutes, his accident, sound is a big sound, boom. His truck hit on his scooter.
Surveillance cameras at another nearby business capturing the pickup truck seconds before impact. The driver, 57-year-old Carlos Lopez Obispo, is charged with intoxication manslaughter. Investigators tell me Obispo's blood alcohol content was more than double the legal limit, and he could be facing additional charges. Reporting live in Southwest Houston, Hannah McKenzie, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Hannah, thank you. We now have this just into our newsroom. 14 members of Baylor University's baseball team will be partially suspended due to hazing. The hazing incident happened in February of last year. The suspension will begin as the season opens on February 14th. It will be staggered over 3 weeks. Each student athlete will be suspended for 2 games each. The university says no alcohol or drugs were involved. The incident has been under investigation since May of 2019.
A coronavirus quarantine happening in Texas tonight. The American travelers evacuated from China arrived at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio this afternoon. As many as 250 people on this plane will be quarantined there as a precaution for 2 weeks. Meanwhile, in Houston's Asian community, there is fear that misinformation about the coronavirus will impact families and businesses right here. Channel 2's Andy Sirota live now with how the coronavirus concerns are already hurting the bottom line for business owners. Andy?
Dominique, good evening. This is one of the most popular shopping centers along the 6-mile stretch of Houston's Asia Town. Business owners tell me tonight the sudden drop in business is scaring them.
It's very challenging.
Debbie Chen says the restaurant business is hard enough, but the misinformation about a possible coronavirus case that was recently spread across social media groups popular in Houston's Asian community is making it that much harder. She says people aren't coming in like they used to, and it's all based on unfounded fears.
Dramatic shift since last month.
Her customer base has been cut in half, and it's hurting her bottom line. They use a lot of fresh meats and vegetables, so overhead is high.
You either use it or it's going to go bad, and you just have to take that loss.
Fewer customers has meant less tips for the wait staff.
I want my employees to be able to pay their bills, so I'm basically taking money out of my own pocket.
Business owners, community leaders, and health officials joined State Representative Jean Wu today to encourage the public to shop here and remind the community to watch out for misinformation. There are no coronavirus cases in Houston, Harris County, or the state of Texas.
If you hear otherwise, somebody say there is, and it's not coming from the city of Houston, the county health department, or the federal government, it is a lie.
Chen hopes the message is heard loud and clear. Her livelihood, she says, may depend on it.
I would just ask you to really consider stopping it or putting out, the right information.
Representative Wu and the other community leaders announcing today a special task force to discourage and dispel the spread of coronavirus rumors, as well as to help those business owners here in Asia Town who are just trying to stay afloat. We're live in Asiatown tonight. Andy Sirota, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Andy, thank you. Some big traffic alerts for your weekend, including the West Loop at Southwest Freeway, the same closure we had last weekend. This is a live look at that area. The long-term plan is to ultimately widen the connector ramps on 610 at the 69 interchange from 1 to 2 lanes. But in the short term, the work is causing some headaches.
Here's what it looks like right now. The closure starts at 9 o'clock tonight. Here's Eric Brate with a closer look at the shutdown and, more importantly, how to get around it all.
It is the weekend, and we've got some big construction projects going on around town for the second weekend in a row. The West Loop is going to be closed at the Southwest Freeway. You will be able to access the Southwest Freeway from the West Loop southbound, coming in from uptown, but the exit ramps from the northbound lanes of the West Loop, coming in from Bel Air, will be closed getting on the Southwest Freeway. So I expect delays like last weekend will be more significant on the south side here. Alternate routes to get across the Southwest Freeway: Chimney Rock, Rice Avenue. We've got Wesleyan, and we have Newcastle. So those are good alternate routes, although they will still be clogged up as people try to maneuver through that area. Another big traffic trouble spot over the weekend: the Waco Bridge over I-10 is going to be demolished. It was closed down Wednesday night. It will be reconstructed, but during the demolition phase this weekend, we've got closures on the East Freeway I-10 between Gregg and Waco. In addition, you will not be able to access the East Freeway eastbound from the East Tex Freeway. That's all weekend long. Elsewhere on I-10, less disruptive, but still lane restrictions, 2 lane restrictions, both directions, near the San Jacinto River and Spur 330. That will be on Saturday. And then finally, a Sunday shutdown. This is on the direct connect between I-10 and 290 westbound. You still will be able to access the 610 North Loop, but you will not be able to access the westbound portion of 290. This will be Sunday from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you missed any of what I just told you, don't worry. It's on click2houston.com, the full rundown. Drive safely this weekend and have a great one.
Well, what fun. Okay, thanks, Eric. A cold, clear morning became a mild, sunny day, and then we're headed for the weekend. How long this sun lasts before the rain comes back, coming up in weather. Ari?
And this has baseball fans buzzing tonight. A.J. Hinch talking about the Astros sign-stealing scandal. Why didn't he step in and stop it?
I wish I would have. I really do.
More of the interview everyone's talking about ahead in sports.
And 2 big moments 1 year apart. How the Freeport community is celebrating the life of Abigail Arias 1 year after she was sworn in as an honorary officer. Coming up next on Channel 2 News at 6.
Starting at $24.
Channel 2 is so proud to honor Abigail Arias with our ongoing series, Bells for Abigail. We have shown you dozens of videos of children who have fought cancer and won, ringing their end-of-treatment bells.
It's a legacy that began when Abigail, then 6 years old, was sworn in as an honorary police officer. Today, a year later, Officer 758 was remembered at the Freeport Police Department. Channel 2 anchor Christine Noel was there for that moving ceremony.
It was exactly 1 year ago today.
I promise.
I promise.
To protect.
To protect.
And serve.
And serve. Little Abigail Arias became Officer 758 with the Freeport Police Department. It was February 7th, 2019. The day, even through her pain, Abigail truly found her reach, inspiring others and giving hope to other cancer fighters.
1 year later, this little girl continues, look around the room, to inspire so many people.
Even in her short 7 years of life, inspire did she.
Today we stand here with hope that we're going to see her again.
Just to see that people still talk about her and still remember her and what she's done and while she was here on this earth is just amazing.
While Abigail's reach now extends from heaven, her legacy continues to thrive. Today, Officer 758's family and brothers and sisters in blue received a special tribute.
Your place at the Freeport Police Department has been saved.
An honor chair built in Abigail's memory by the organization Saving a Hero's Place.
We thank you for being a hero to those who walked the thin blue line. We'll take it from here.
A beautiful token for a little girl who continues to touch law enforcement all over the world and little cancer fighters like Brianna.
This beautiful little girl was
A special guest of honor with a connection to a relentless cancer fighter she never even met.
What's awesome for us is to know that these kids that are ringing the bell actually know Abigail's story.
We introduced you to Brianna when we launched Bells for Abigail, a 5-year-old girl with Abigail-like strength, who rang her end of treatment bell in the same hospital where Officer 758 got her treatment. Abigail's presence felt as Brianna got her earthly wings and a second chance at life.
She continues to give and inspire from the heavens.
Now, 2 families are connected in this world and the next.
A quick update on Brianna. Her parents say she's feeling great, doing great. She is in remission, and we promise to keep you updated on her progress moving forward as well.
Please do that.
Yes.
You know, we launched Bells for Abigail just weeks ago, and from what I understand, so many families have sent in videos.
Dozens of videos from all across the world, not just Houston as well, but they're so touching, and we would love for you to keep sharing these moments with us. If you have a little one who has rung that remission bell, we'd love to see the video. Some of them recent, some of them are from years ago. We just want to see them all. So please keep sending those videos in. We love celebrating these amazing moments with you because we know how big of a deal these are. And this is how you can send us your child's bell ringing. Upload the video directly to our website. Just go to clicktohouston.com/bells for Abigail. And I have my little Stay Relentless bracelet on today in honor of Abigail. But keep fighting the good fight, kids, because we know that on the other side, it's going to be something amazing.
Oh, yeah. She's living on through so many children.
She is.
Christine. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Woohoo. Yeah. Let's ring in the weekend.
Yes, let's, please. It's beautiful out there.
Look at this sunset. This from Kingwood, from John Sedlick. Just gorgeous shot.
WOW, yes. Wow.
I know. Wow, just gorgeous. Thank you for that. Highs today made it up to 72 degrees after temperatures this morning. 28 in Conroe to 33 at Bush. 73 Hobby, 70 in Galveston. Right now, Triangle Energy Camera has a beautiful shot there of the Williams Tower. 67 south-southwest winds at 9 down on the island. Look at that sunset. I'll just step back. Isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful. I know. 64, again, south-southwest winds at 9 miles an hour if you're headed that way. 68, 70 for tomorrow and Sunday. Restaurant week's last weekend, so get down there and enjoy it. The marathon and half marathon is on Sunday. Lots going on at the museums and the Grand. And believe it or not, next weekend, Mardi Gras begins. How about that? Right now, temperatures from the mid-60s to the upper 60s. Kind of interesting with the winds. I'm going to show you this humidity, and it's still dry. So we have a front in the area, but it's not going to do much except bring in a little cooler air to the north. So you can see there's that 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the south in Pearland, and then variable up here to the north. I'm going to take these winds off and just show you the wind flow here. So there's the south wind, and then you see that north wind. There's the boundary. And not much to say about it except that we're going to have significantly different temperatures overnight. Up to the north, 38, 39, 40, College Station and Huntsville, 40 in Cleveland. Then we're at 48 at Bush, 50 downtown, 54 in Pearland, and 55 on the island. So this big swing of temperatures, if you're up to the north, it's going to be a little chilly for you. Temperatures tomorrow with that front all going back to the north should make it into the mid-70s for everybody, even 75 up toward Huntsville and Conroe. So it'll end up being warm for you just like down here, but not tonight. In the meantime, clear skies are out there for sure. This high pressure's in place. A nice weekend start. A little more cloud cover starts to move in on Saturday. Not really putting any rain. There's a chance for a spritz on the windshield. That's about it. Sunday, 20%, especially by Sunday night as this front starts to make its way through. Then Monday, it's going to be wet right on into Tuesday. That front's going to stall, and so it'll be just offshore. It may well be right along the coast, but it's going to be wet Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, another system moves in from the southwest. We could end up with some flood issues, so we'll keep a close eye on that as it moves through, but it does move through now. So looks like Thursday late into Friday and even into the weekend. Looks pretty nice, and as I said, Mardi Gras begins on February 14th along with Valentine's Day, so that will be pleasant. In the meantime, rain Sunday to Friday. Heaviest up here. Look at those gold colors. That's 8 inches of rain from Mississippi into Alabama. It starts to touch our area with some 4, maybe 5-inch rain amounts. It's all told. So it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday really for this rain. But you know how it is. It can add up. You get some big downpours, and you got to really be on your game. So we'll watch that carefully. Power planner 60 at 9, 56 at 11, 49, 48. Looking good for the weekend HAIRCAST. And then we got temperatures right up there around 70 all the way through the weekend. 60%, 70%, 80%. 30% chance of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 20% on Thursday, and then it begins to clear on out. So all in all, the weekend's off to a fantastic start. Dominique, Key.
Great. Thank you, Frank.
All right, now back to that breaking news we brought you at the top of this newscast. A firefighter injured battling a house fire in northwest Harris County. The cause of that injury initially reported was a fall.
And with all that heavy equipment that firefighters use, it was likely a hard fall. Our Bill Barajas live on the scene now with the very latest. Bill?
Well, that fire seems to be under control right now. Firefighters just putting out hot spots. Still a very active scene. And obviously, when they come to a scene like this, their first priority and objective is to put out that fire. But right now, their focus is sort of shifted to one of their own. One of the firefighters, we're told, was injured while battling this blaze. He was on top of a ladder and fell about 5 to 6 feet while battling that blaze, injuring his lower back. He was taken to the hospital as a precaution, but is expected to be okay. Now, this is all happening at a home located in the 10,200 block of Golden Meadow Drive. The call came in at about 4 o'clock. Cy-Fair fire officials telling us the fire started inside the garage and quickly spread to the house. A home next door also had minor heat damage, but nobody else was hurt. Again, firefighters appear to have put out the fire and are now just working to put out hot spots. Their biggest concern right now is their fellow firefighter who was taken to the hospital. Again, he was taken to the hospital with lower back pains, but is expected to be okay. Live in northwest Harris County, Bill Barajas, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Bill.
We'll be right back.